In this video, we're going to be putting up the Galaxy A14 5G versus the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. So both these devices are actually pretty new. Of course, the A14 5G being a little more new than the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, but the Revvl 6 Pro still came out July 28th, 2022. So it's a fairly new device, but we're going to be going over the specifications, my experiences with both of these devices. Also, we're going to do a Geekbench test at the end of it, and I'm going to give you my opinion on which device is the better buy. So as far as the build of these devices, both devices are going to be plastic and glass fronts right here, so we're going to have an all plastic build. With the Galaxy A14 5G, we have a weight of 202 grams, which is lighter than the Revvl 6 Pro 5G at 214 grams. Looking at the builds, I feel like the Galaxy A14 5G is just a nicer build right here. It's a more modern design as well. Obviously, this is subjective. You could like the Revvl 6 Pro 5G over the A14, but in my opinion, I feel like this is the nicer build right here. We have the flat back, we have that triple camera setup with just the lenses right there, so we don't really have a huge camera module right there, and of course we just have the Samsung logo. Going over to the T-Mobile Revvl 6 Pro 5G, we can see straight away that we leave fingerprints on the back of this device, and it kind of gets greasy if you've eaten or touched anything that's wet. Of course, if you have a case, this isn't going to be there. Also, we have the old camera module design right here, and we have a big fat T-Mobile logo slap dab right in the middle right there. So I like the design better on the Galaxy A14 5G, to be quite honest. Now going over the display, on our Galaxy A14 5G, we have a 1920 by 1080p display, so a full HD display right here with a 400 ppi having a 90 Hz refresh rate as well. Going over to the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, we have an IPS LCD display, and this is going to be a 60 Hz refresh rate, so it's not going to be a 90. We also have a PPI of 263, so the PPI is actually very low. It's almost doubled on the Galaxy A14 5G. This display is honestly much better than the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. Now going over to the operating systems, both these devices are actually going to have a MediaTek Dimensity 700 processor, so both have the same processor inside this device. As far as the operating system, we have Android 13 Core UI 5 on the A14 compared to the Revvl 6 Pro 5G with Android 12. So we do have a later software than the Revvl 6 Pro 5G has, and we are actually promised 2 operating system updates on the Galaxy A14 5G and 4 years of security patches. So compared to the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, I don't really see anything happening with this device so far. I don't know if it's going to get an update. I'm hoping it is, but this is like a carrier set device for Metro by T-Mobile and T-Mobile, so I don't know what they're going to do with this device. I'm not 100% sure. Also, the prices of these devices, you can get the Galaxy A14 5G for $199 completely unlocked, and the Revvl 6 Pro 5G actually released at $219.99, so it's $20 more retail than the Galaxy A14 5G. Now, everything considered, the Revvl 6 Pro 5G actually beats the Galaxy A14 in storage and RAM. So on the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, we have 128 gigabytes of internal storage with an option to go ahead and expand that via micro SD card, and we also have 6 gigabytes of RAM in this device as well. So we have 2 more gigabytes of RAM in the Revvl 6 Pro than we do have on the A14, and we actually have double the storage on the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. So those are going to be the biggest defining factors in purchasing the Revvl 6 Pro over the Galaxy A14 5G. Both actually do have dedicated micro SD card slots, however, so you can expand the storage there if you need more storage on the A14 5G. Now getting into the main cameras of these devices, of course we have our triple camera setup on the A14. Our main camera is going to be a 50 megapixel wide PDAF camera. Secondary is going to be a 2 megapixel macro, and our third is going to be a 2 megapixel depth. Now going over to the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, we have a quad camera setup. Our main is going to be a 50 megapixel wide PDAF. Our secondary is going to be a 5 megapixel ultra wide. Our third is going to be a 2 megapixel depth, and our fourth is going to be a 2 megapixel macro. And both of these are rated at 1080p 30 frames per second for video recording. Now as far as the camera quality, on the ray tracing camera. I think the camera quality is better on the A14. If you guys want to see a full camera comparison video, let me know in the comment section down below. I definitely love to do something like that. Also, for our front facing cameras, we have a 13 megapixel front facing camera. It's going to be able to use as a wide camera as well on the A14, and on the Revvl 6 we are going to actually have a 16 megapixel front facing camera. We cannot use our wide angle on that, but one thing that the Revvl 6 Pro 5G has that the of course A14 does not have is a ultra wide camera. So that's the only thing I feel like is beating the A14. I don't know if a ton of people use that anyways, but if you do, that's there on the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. I would say the quality for photos and videos is better, however, on the Galaxy A14 5G, just because of the optimization with software and everything. It seems like they did a pretty good job this year on the A14. Both devices actually do have a headphone jack, as you guys can see, so we have a headphone jack on both of them. Love you guys for keeping that, Samsung and T-Mobile obviously. We also have side-mounted fingerprint sensors. I would say the fingerprint sensor is going to be better on the A14 5G. This is kind of sluggish sometimes. It kind of messes up sometimes, and it's... there we go. I still think it's a decent one though. I don't think it's too terrible, but it is kind of sluggish sometimes. As far as the batteries inside of these devices, they are both 5,000 milliamps. They both have 15 watt fast charging inside of them as well, so they can charge at 15 watts. So it's cool. They both have pretty big batteries. And getting into the colors that these devices come in, the T-Mobile Revvl 6 Pro 5G has one color and one color only, and that is Dark Shadow. I think it is still a pretty nice color. But the Galaxy A14 5G actually has 4 different colors. So we have black, we have light green, we have dark red, and we have silver. So we have many more options than we have on the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. The other thing we have to consider is that this device isn't really a unlocked device. This is what you're going to get at either a prepaid carrier or a contract carrier, either T-Mobile or Metro by T-Mobile. On the other hand, the A14 5G is completely unlocked. You can get an unlocked version of the Revvl 6 Pro on eBay, but I feel like most people don't want to do that. If you are looking for an unlocked device, the A14 5G is completely unlocked on Amazon, Samsung.com, and many other contract and prepaid carriers. So the A14 5G is going to be more available. Now, considering everything before I do the Geekbench 5 test, the Revvl 6 Pro 5G beats the A14 in storage at 128 gigabytes of storage. It has double the A14 has, and it has 6 gigabytes of RAM. So those are the two things it does better than the A14 5G. Everything considered, with OS updates, with the displays and everything, I would still go with the Galaxy A14 5G. It has more availability, as a better display. We have 2 major OS updates and 4 years of security patches on this device, and it's just readily available anywhere else. It's kind of harder to get the T-Mobile Revvl 6 Pro unless you're with Metro or T-Mobile. And of course, getting into the Geekbench scores of these devices, the Galaxy A14 5G has a single core score of 529 compared to a single core score of 511 on the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, and a multi-core score of 1708 compared to a multi-core score of 1613 on the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. Now, it's not a huge difference, and the reason why the Revvl 6 Pro 5G keeps up is because it has that storage, it has the same processor of course, and it has more RAM. So the only reason why the A14 is beating this is because it has better software optimization, and of course a new operating system with Android 13. So of course I still would keep my Galaxy A14 5G over the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. There's more cases, more accessories, and all the other stuff, and I just like Samsung better than their operating system that they have on here that's skinned. So the winner, in my opinion, is the Galaxy A14 5G. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Which device do you like better? Which device are you going to pick up? Which device do you currently have? Hopefully you guys have a great day wherever you are. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.